Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mikey Bledsoe, and this is Cookin' and Pickin'. Today, we are doing smoked meatloaf, bacon-wrapped barbecue in the smoker. Now, you say light that fire.
Light that fire.
Oh, we're cooking and we're picking on the side of that mountain. Yes, we're picking and we're cooking, and you know the food is right, 'cause we're cooking and we're picking. Listen to the songs right here. Well, we're cooking and we're picking at the Luck Starr in Swatchy Valley, Tennessee.
Today, we're doing smoked meatloaf on the smoker. And also, I have one of my heroes, a very good friend of mine, a wonderful singer and songwriter, Mr. Don PooBah Mealer, right here with me.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you
being here.
asking
This is a wonderful man, a great singer-songwriter, and I absolutely loving the fact that he's here with us today. This recipe is 2 pounds of ground beef. Now, you can use what you want. I've done this with venison. I've done with a combination. I've done some sausage in there. You can do whatever you want. A pound of bacon. We've got one chopped up onion, some salt and pepper. I like to use a little bit of jalapeno. Now, I'm going to clean these out and take the seeds and the stems out. I don't want the heat in it, but I do want the flavor because jalapeno is great. A couple eggs, some Parmesan cheese, a little bit of W sauce, Worcestershire sauce. We got some mesquite seasoning, which I absolutely love to use, and some minced garlic, and a lot of people use breadcrumbs for their meatloaf. I like to use oats. This is my mom's recipe and my grandmother's recipe, and this is the reason I use this. And it makes it a really good consistency, and that's why we're doing it that way today. All right, the first thing we've got to do is get this meat just mixed up real good. We're gonna do that right quick. Oh, yeah. We're gonna put these onions in there. They smell good already. I wish I had you guys had smell-o-vision. Put your oats in there. Pretty much gonna put everything in there. Put your eggs in there. Put your cheese in there. A little bit of Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be good. Put the seasoning in there. Get that in there real good. And your garlic. All right. Now, the next thing I need to do is cut these jalapenos up. The reason I left them like that, so you can see that they do still have the seeds and stems in there. But what I'm going to do is actually take those out. I don't want those seeds and stems in there because I don't want that heat in there.
Right.
Jalapenos or any pepper, the thing that makes them hot is the seeds.
Yeah.
So you take that out and you still have the flavor of it, but you will not have the heat. And that's what we're trying to do today. Now, if you're at home and you're doing this and you like something a little bit hotter, hey, leave them in there. Get you some of that heat, and that's fine with me. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I like it.
I like it a little warm, not
too much, right?
Not too hot.
We're gonna get all that out of there. Once we get all that out of there, we're going to chop these things up in some fine pieces, like we did the onion. It's just going to be lightly diced. These are going to be just for flavor is pretty much all this is.
Well, it gives a wonderful flavor.
It does. It does. Absolutely beautiful. Once you get that all cut up, and I like to do a lightly chopped. I like to leave them a little bit thicker. Once you get that all done, now let's mix it up.
You know, my mom did that with oatmeal too. That's what she used.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oats is.
That's the way my mama did it, and my grandmama.
Uh-huh.
Now, they didn't put the jalapenos in it, but I do, and the reason I do it is because, well, we're cooking outside, and why the hell not? Let's put a little heat in it and make it good, right? But that Worcestershire, oh man, you mix all that in there, get it in good. Now, one thing I do is I do not use ketchup. A lot of people use ketchup on their meatloaf. I do when I do it in the house a lot of times, and my mom did. But doing it out here on the smoker and the bacon wrapped and what we're fixing to do, I actually use barbecue sauce. Now, I make my own barbecue sauce. This episode, I am not. I'm using my favorite store-bought barbecue sauce, and you guys use whatever you want to use. Yeah. You get whichever you want to do. You get that all pounded together, all mixed together. Oh, that's looking good. Once you get that together, now it's time for the magic. This is where we start doing our bacon. What we're going to do is I have found by counting, you take 6 strips of bacon. You lay them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what you do is take every other one and you flip it up.
Every other one, okay.
Because what you're doing is you're making a checkerboard. You're making a, and then you lay it back down.
Right.
And then you come from this direction and you take the ones that you didn't lift up the last time, and you lift them up. And then you put another piece down. And put it as close as you can. That way you get a good coverage. Lay those down. And then you do the opposite. And this is going to go on for a while. So that's what you're doing. You see, you can see a thing going on here.
Well.
And then you just keep on going till you get to the bottom. And that's exactly what you're doing, is you're making a basket weave.
A basket weave, yeah. That's
exactly what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get all these done.
That's pretty neat, really.
It is. It takes a minute, but it's absolutely beautiful when you get done with it and you actually put it on the meat and then get it on that smoker. Boy, it looks good.
Oh, I bet.
After you get that done.
Right. After you get your loaf.
Take your loaf, get it in a good form. It takes a minute. My meat is not 80-20. This is actually off the farm, so it's real lean, so it's hard to keep together. A whole lot harder than that last one. What I do, make your loaf. Get it all put together. Which takes a minute. Now, as soon as you get it put together, now you got to roll it. You got to get this bacon all over it. You can do it from either side. I like to take from this side and just roll it over. Now you've got your bacon all over it. And it's ready to go on the smoker. This is ready.
Yippee. Ooh.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Oops.
Okay, we're ready to go to the smoker with this. This is the way you're supposed to do meatloaf right here. Now, let's walk over to the smoker. We're ready to put this thing on. I like to smoke at 225 degrees. It's going to take about 3 to 4 hours to get this done up to an internal temperature of about 165 degrees. All right, we're ready to go on the smoker with this. This is going to cook for about 3 to 4 hours. You got to get up to an internal temperature of about 165 degrees. I like to pull it off a little bit early because it will cook a little bit after you pull it off. So I like to do it at around 160, and then I'll pull it off. I'm gonna leave it in the pan today. We're gonna shut that down, shut this door, and let her smoke, baby. All right, guys, we're ready to get this off the smoker. This is the smoked barbecue meatloaf, and it's ready to go. Oh, God dang, it smells good. Boy, that smells wonderful.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's check it out and see what we've got. Oh, it's falling apart just perfectly with that barbecue sauce on it. Oh, it's absolutely wonderful.
It looks delicious.
Look, I'm gonna get you a little bite.
All right, just a small.
Oh, I got you. I got you, sweetheart.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
And there's your fork, sir. And let me
All
get
right.
me a little bite. Oh, mine's gonna be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh. That sure does
Did you
look
say
good.
this was your mother's recipe?
It was my mother's recipe.
I love it. Yeah, that's delicious.
Now, we've been talking about you playing a song here in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm ready.
What song you want to play?
Well, I think I'm gonna play Everybody Sang about what happened to me on the way home from Johnny Cash's funeral.
Well, let's step over to the stage and do that.
Do you play music or are you a songwriter? Did you know that there is a professional recording studio right here in Pikeville? Schultz Recording Studios is a state-of-the-art recording studio in a custom-designed facility to make your talents shine. Call us today to book a session and get your fire burning. Schultz Recording Studios, 678-231-7348.
This is the Luck Starr Event Venue, located right here in beautiful Pikeville, Tennessee. We can cater to any event you may have, such as weddings, birthdays, baby showers, and music events, and much more. If you're interested, please contact us at 423-762-3097. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here for this episode. My special guest, Mr. Don PooBah Mealer, is going to do you a wonderful song. Don, Everybody Sang is the song you're wanting to do for us. Could you tell us a little bit of story about that and play us that song?
Sure, will.
Thank you so much.
I wrote this song on the way home from Johnny Cash's funeral. I'd been playing down in Georgia all night, and they were burying him the next morning. And so I got out of the club, it's about 4 o'clock, and headed to Nashville, Hendersonville. Well, when I got there, they'd already had him at the gravesite, and so I was dressed probably the way I know it was. I was dressed the way I am now, in my overalls, which I usually wear all the time. Jack Clements called it my uniform. But anyway, I got there late, and I just walked up to the gravesite, And Al and Tipper Gore and a bunch of other stars were there and people I'd never seen before. And so I walked up and got in behind Al and Tipper, and they were singing "Will the Circle Be Unbroken?" And so I just started singing it too, you know. And so I looked around, looking at the crowd, and when I turned back around, there was like 3 cops had surrounded me. And one of them said, "You need to go." And I said, "What for?" And he said, "You ain't got a coat and tie on." So I told him a few choice words that I didn't I didn't care. Johnny wouldn't care if what I was wearing when I got there. And so the lady that he had in charge was named Katie, and she seen him hassling me. And she come over and asked me what was wrong. He left her in charge of everything, always had. And I asked her, I said, "Was John mad at me?" She said, "No, he loved you." I said, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, these police just told me I needed to leave." And she said, "What for?" And I said, "That there said that I didn't have a coat and tie on." And she got really mad with him, you know. And she said, "I don't know who you guys are." She said, "But you need to leave people alone. This is one of his songwriting friends, and he don't have to go nowhere." And so I was still a little peeved about it, you know. I was going to leave, and she said, "No, you go back and you sing "The Circle Being Broken" for your friend." And so I went on back up there and got back in behind Al and Tipper and started singing. And on the way to the car, she walked me to the car, and I said, "Why did they do that?" She said, "I don't know." She said, "Who knows?" She said, "You're a songwriter. Write a song about it." And I said, "Okay, I will." And I swear I think John gave me this song because I wrote it on the way. I had it wrote and ready to play time I got home from the funeral. And the name of it is "Everybody Sang." I was on the road when I heard the news. Old friend Johnny sang his last tune, so I drove all night to get there late. I walked straight up to his grave. Everybody sang, "Will the circle be unbroken?" Everybody sang, "Will the circle be unbroken?" Everybody sang. Well, let me be first one to say, wish it never happened this way. Lost circled me, told me goodbye, said I wasn't wearing no coat and tie. Katie came to my rescue, told the cops to back off, that I was cool. Everybody sang, "Will the circle be unbroken?" Everybody sang, "Will the circle be unbroken?" Everybody sang. With bitter tears, here I stand, saying goodbye to a famous friend. But I had to smile, 'cause I thought of you. No show goes on up in heaven too. Everybody sings, "Will the circle be unbroken?" Everybody sings. Will the circle be unbroken? Everybody sings. Everybody sing. Everybody sing. Everybody sing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Cookin and Pickin. I would like to say thank you to Mr. Don PooBah Mealer. I appreciate it. This has been our special guest this episode. Absolutely love him to death. Hey, remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make a comment and keep your fire going. See you next time. Thank you very much.
Oh, we're cooking and we're picking on the side of that mountain. Yes, we're picking and we're cooking, and you know the food is right, 'cause we're cooking and we're picking. Listen to the song